Hi everybody, Steve Cady here, and welcome to Management 3610, Human Resource Management. And I'm really excited that you're a part of this class. This is one of the classes that can give you a competitive advantage. No matter what your major is, you're going to be walking into an experience where someone's going to be interviewing you, or they're going to be looking at promoting you for a higher position. And when they want to work with you and bring you in, they're going to be looking at your knowledge of human resource management and how well you understand that function in the organization. For two reasons. One, if they're going to have you play at higher levels and interface with a lot of different people, there are so many implications around how you manage the human resource function and how you interface with the human resource department. And if you are in the human resource department, how you interface with other people outside. And so this course is intended to really give you the basic tools for managing the talent, to really excelling the talent in the organization and building strong people, bringing in and recruiting those people into the organization, keeping them in the organization, helping them be successful in the organization, and when they have to leave, either through retirement or if there's disciplinary actions or other types of things that cause a person to have to exit or leave the organization, that you do all of that in the most effective and productive way. Now with that, you also want to be able to talk intelligently. You want to be showing people that you have a knowledge of how human resources works in an organization, and you want to show that you can interface and with human resources. So you'll have the language and the tools to be able to show that you can confidently work with them and that you understand its role in the organization, particularly the strategic role that human resources plays in the organization, which is something that we'll be looking at. So with that, I think this is a great class that can complement what you do, and if it's one class that is very different than what you're doing, you definitely want to pay attention to this class, because what you're specializing in is one thing. This is going to round you out. If this is an area that you're focusing on, obviously you want to dive in and really wrestle with this and get involved in it and utilize the discussion groups that you're going to be using and so forth to help you really dig deeper and build a strong foundation in human resources to help you be successful. So with that, I'm looking forward to our journey. It's 6 weeks, not 16 weeks. We have a lot to cover, and I have really worked to make this class a concise and well-organized, streamlined experience to help you be successful over the next 6 weeks. And I'm going to lay that out for you now, walk you through how the course is designed, so hopefully you can get off to a great start. So, I'm going to give you a description. I'm going to talk about the description of the class, an overview, requirements, look at the schedule, and some time savers. As I mentioned about human resource management, it's a survey of the activities in human resources, and it looks at job analysis all the way through performance appraisal, wages and benefits and labor relations and all kinds of things related to the human function, the human and personnel function in an organization. Daniel Pink does a great job of talking about management, how we take and help people to be their most successful. And human resource management, when it does its function well, it helps people to be their most successful, doing their best work, and that's what human resources is about. An overview of the class is next here, and so when we look at this here, you're going to see that you got me, Steve Cady, you've got my phone number, you've got when I meet. And I want to, with this being an online class, I want to make sure that we have time for you to be able to have your questions answered. And so email, don't use the regular BGSU email to talk with me. I think it's most important that you click on the inbox and send messages from Canvas to me. I don't respond to the emails, and the reason being is because the emails have so many spam, I miss and lose students, it gets woven into a whole bunch of other stuff. So Canvas inbox lets me look specifically at the class and specifically at you and to make sure that I'm responding to your needs. So please make sure you use Canvas inbox. And so a little bit about me, I'm in the Department of Management. I work with in the area of organization development and change. I teach in our Master of Organization Development program as well as a variety of other courses in the management department. My area of expertise is in personal motivation and passion and how people find and live their calling in life. And I'm fascinated by how people find and live their calling in a way that they make money doing what they love. and make a big difference in the world. And I think that's so important, and I hope that you all are on the path to living your passion and doing the work that you really feel is meaningful, where where they say your vocation is a vacation, and you just love doing the work that you're doing. And I love studying and studying people who are doing that and finding ways to help others. Second area is on large-scale collaborative change, and I work with organizations, do a lot of consulting, research, and teaching on the area of how to manage change in organizations. And so those are the two areas, and I really look forward to this course helping you and me being there for you as a resource as you progress through the next 6 weeks. The structure of the course is in modules, and each module is like a chapter, and we'll be using Cengage's Mind Tap in their book, and it's streamlined to work with you in Canvas, so it's all connected, and so you will access everything for the class and the book and the content through Canvas. You'll have an opportunity to study material, take practice quizzes, and then you'll take your ultimate real quiz. You'll also be doing essays and those kinds of things. I've whittled down the content. We could have up to 26 chapters, and I've really focused it down into 10 chapters that I think are the most important chapters within the 6 weeks, so that it is a manageable amount of work, and it is something that you can dig deep into as we have the discussion that I'm going to share with you in a second, because this class is going to be built on working with the content, interacting with the content. You're going to submit an essay for each of the modules, each of the chapters as a module, and you're also going to submit a discussion forum in which you're going to have a deeper discussion with students, and we're going to really set you up to have a group of 5 to 7 people in which they're your think tank roundtable discussion. A lot of executive roundtables do that, where people come together, and you've got some really smart people in this class, and you got people from a lot of different backgrounds and perspectives, and so they're going to be there with you in that. And so the content is focused so that we can have that deeper dive discussion, so that you can work with your roundtable and really use a discussion forum as something that's going to add value to you in your content and your toolkit and your expertise. So the materials, as I mentioned, we've got 10 modules. Start here is the opening piece. Like I mentioned, it's streamlined. We could have a lot more, but I'm focusing right here on the 10 fundamental chapters, as you can see. And they are spread out over the course of the next 6 weeks. I'll show you that in just a second. Each module follows the same kind of flow. You open it up with chapter 1, what would you do? It's a extra credit question. You can take it 3 times, and it's just to kind of get you warmed up to the topic for that particular chapter. And you go in, read, interact with it on Cengage, take it, and it'll feed into your extra credit. It won't hurt you if you don't do well, but it will help you if you do well. Then you get into chapter 1. Here this one says the rewards and challenges of human resources. You read that. That's the chapter. As you read the chapter, you can go down and do a concept clip. You can take some practice quizzes, apply what you learned, and you can do that concept clip there, and the apply what you learned and apply what you learned. You can do these things as you practice with the material. Do all of this and interact with that so that you're ready for your 2 graded elements to the chapter or as a module. That is your essay. You have organizational change here, and you're going to click on that. You'll do an essay, and it's called Write Experience. And I'll explain more of that when I go back into Canvas. I'll show you some tutorials so you understand how it works. But you're going to basically write an essay, and it's set up, and I work with it, but it's set up to evaluate, give you feedback, and help you craft a really strong essay. And so we're experimenting with this in the College of Business. It is a well-established technology, and so I'll be talking with you all about your experience in doing this. So far, the feedback has been really positive in terms of it being a great tool for deepening the learning and really giving feedback and helping people both be better thinkers, apply concepts in more deeper, profound ways, and also to become better writers. And then here's the graded quiz. You're going to take this quiz on the chapter, and it's for a grade, and then you move on from there. So the chapter flow description. So what's going to happen is in week 1, you're going to have a discussion board for week 1 and 2 actually, and you'll complete a discussion and you'll post it in week 1. So you're going to get this discussion board, and you're going to post in week 1 your response to the questions to your group of 5 to 7 people. See, it says it right here. Week 1 post. Then in the second week, you're going to discuss it with the group. And I'll explain that in further detail. But the key here is for you to go deeper with everyone. You're going to get graded on that first post and the quality of that first post. And when you go to when you click on this in Canvas, and you go in, I have a podcast in there, and I go in much deeper detail about how to fill out and answer the discussion board. And also how to have the discussion in the second week. So in week 1, you post your first submission answering all the questions. By the end of that week, everybody has submitted. Then the second week, everybody discusses, and you will be evaluated on your discussion. You need to have 3 quality discussions or posts in addition to your first one with people. You may have a bunch of one-liners or yes or no and this and that, but I'll be looking for, as long as you have 3, then you're going to meet the requirements. And I'll talk more about that, but essentially I'm looking for your post plus 3 quality comments to people. And I'm going to also be looking for who's really generating great discussion. Again, think of your discussion board as an opportunity to be an executive roundtable or think tank and utilize and draw from the expertise in that group to take things deeper. You're going to want to talk to people about their experience. You're going to bring a problem, say, hey, based on what we're learning here, this is an issue that I face. What do you all think? Can anybody help me with it? So use it as an opportunity to bring a problem to the group and have them use the topic of that chapter to help you resolve it. It might be that you like what somebody said and you want to take it deeper. Ask them, tell them what you like, what you learned, and then say, hey, tell me a little bit more here. You might disagree with somebody, want to have a debate. That's okay. Say, hey, you know, I think this, you think that, and here's where I think we are different. I know we are similar here, but I really think we're different here. Tell me more, or let's discuss this a little bit further. Tell me why you believe that. There's that old adage, seek first to understand, then be understood. And I think that's going to be important. So in your discussion group on your week 2, so you're looking over here, you see week 1 post, then week 2 you have a group discussion. In that discussion, you are really creating a great conversation with the other 5 to 7 people in your group. And I'll be looking for people who are really skilled at doing that. And I'll be encouraging and rewarding people for doing a good job around that. So here's what it looks like when I put it all together. You have your module as a chapter. What would you do? You answer that thing. You review the discussion forum and make sure you've reviewed the questions that you need to answer for the discussion board forum. You do that. Then you pop into the chapter and you start reading the chapter, and you go into the concept checks and the other things, and you talk and you work on the apply what you learn. And so you read and review the chapter and do those concept checks, apply what you learn, and practice with the content. Then you come out of that and you write an essay for a grade, and you take a quiz for a grade. You do that. Now, in your first week, you're going to take that discussion forum and you're going to answer the discussion board questions and post them to your group by the end of the first week. Make sure that you apply the concepts from the chapters in your answers and how you're and what you're posting in your discussion forum. And again, I'll elaborate on that in the podcast that I give with the discussion board post or discussion board forum for weeks 1 and 2. Once you've done your first week post to the individual discussion boards, you jump into the second week and you have a discussion with your group. And after everyone posts in the first week, you review everybody's posts and then have that discussion. And I'm looking for 3 quality posts. You might post 7 times. As long as you have 3 of them that are really quality, that's the ones that I'll be looking at. So the requirements. This is now should be make sense to you or be straightforward. You're going to have 10 essays that relate to the 10 chapters as module. You'll have 10 quizzes for a grade that relates to the 10 chapters as a module. You have 3 discussion board forums. You'll have 1 discussion board forum for the first 2 weeks, 1 discussion board forum for the second 2 weeks, and 1 discussion board forum for the third 2 weeks. In each of those 2-week segments, you'll post in the first week, and then you'll discuss in the second week, like we just talked about. Oh, also, extra credit. There's a possibility for extra credit. If you get extra credit, I don't calculate it in your grade because I don't want it penalizing people for not doing it, but it can only help you, and I will take it in consideration. I'll use an algorithm to calculate that you get bumped up to the next grade level based on the quantity and quality of your extra credit participation. So the schedule, here's what it looks like. So you got week 1 through week 6. So in week 1, May 16th through the 23rd, you got start here, an introduction, and you got the introduction, and here in week, an introduction to HR, and then you've got your human resource strategy and job analysis. This is week 1 and week 2. You've got this material here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through the material, complete the material in these 2-week period, and then you're going to, and you can complete it all early. So in the first 2 weeks you could complete all of this, and you're going to do your essay, do your quizzes, and you're going to have in the first week a discussion board post that you're going to post, and the second week you're going to have a discussion with the group, and the discussion is going to be related to this material all here. Then once you're done with this first 2 weeks, in which you've done your essays, done your quizzes, did your discussion board post in the first week, then had a discussion with your group during the second week, you get all this done, then you go into the second 2 weeks. Now notice here that it's May 16th through the 23rd. The 23rd is a Monday of the following week. So what I do is I have you go through the weekend, and you can submit and wrap up things on that following Monday. Then the Tuesday things start. So May 24th is Tuesday, and the 30th is Monday. So your second 2 weeks, this next 2 weeks, this week 3 and week 4 here, it starts on May 31st, which is a Tuesday, and goes through Monday for these requirements, and then when you discuss and post by that Monday and complete your essay and quizzes for these 2 topics by that Monday, then on Tuesday you start discussing with the group, and you can also finish up the training and development and performance management. You could get all 4 of it done sooner, but I'm scaffolding it so that you get these first 2 done in the first week, the second 2 done in the second week. It's always on a Monday, so the 6th is a Monday, the 13th is a Monday. Then your last 2 weeks, June 14th is a Tuesday, and you finish up on Friday the 24th, and you've got managing compensation, pay for performance, you've got your essay and quiz, post your discussion board, post there, then go back to that same discussion board on Tuesday, which is June 21st. Work on this if you want to finish that up and pace it out. So work on employee benefits. Begin having a discussion with your group. Everything must be done by Friday at 11 p.m. Now, general scheduling. As I mentioned, modules are spread over a week. Modules will be made available on Tuesdays, completed on the next Monday. This gives you the weekend to finish and wrap up on the Monday. And I really find this helps for non-traditional students and people who are working during the week. Some people prefer to work on weekends. Some people prefer to get things done during the week. And so you can do all of that and do some work during the weekend and then wrap it up on Monday. So it really, I think, lends itself to a variety of different needs and working conditions and so forth. The module quizzes, essays, and discussion board posts, they're always due at 11 on the due date. Canvas calendar to modules is the official guide. So use the calendar, make sure you set up the notifications in that thing, and so forth, the notifications to give you updates. And just remember, you have a large window of time to get your work done. Expect that you'll plan accordingly. Some people wait to the last minute and then they come to me with frantic excuses, and I'm not real lenient on that. I'm lenient, I'm accommodating for people who have legitimate, documented excuses and needs that I think relate to core values around health, family, and those kinds of things. So that's important. For those students that read the syllabus carefully, you will find this flows easily. For those that don't, I'll be sending you back to this slide because people go, I didn't know that on the first week we do the post and the second week we have to discuss it. I never knew that. How did I wish I had known. Well, the people listening to this, you're not going to have a problem. The people that aren't listening to it, I'm going to be sending them back to the video and to this because they'll be the ones who are asking those questions that are very obvious. So time savers. Notifications. Make sure you use notifications with Canvas. It is awesome. If you can get notifications through text messaging, email, and you can set up different ways to get it. The gradebook you can interact with and get notifications. The Canvas calendar is awesome. You can look at it through a variety of different views, as a calendar, as a list. And everything I have that it's in the class that's due, it will be noted on there. Canvas Help is great, and if you have a problem, screenshot it. Click on Canvas Help. Put in a ticket. Say you got a problem. Say it's urgent, and they will help you. They are really good. So the minute you have a problem, make sure you post it. And if you have a problem with the class that I need to see, screenshot it and share it with me. That is really helpful as well. The workload and expectations. What you can see is that a 6-week course, based on the university and state requirements in terms of contact hours and so forth for a fully online class, says that you should be spending about 22 hours a week on this class. I don't think you will be. I think the way it's set up is it's going to be more manageable than that. I'm experimenting with the essay piece. I'm experimenting with going deeper, the discussion board forums, really having week 1 and week 2 kind of work in that tag team approach within each discussion forum. So I'm experimenting. I'm going to be talking with you all about how much time it's taking and what's working well and how is this essay piece working and so forth. So I think you're going to find this is going to be very manageable. And I think if you manage your time well, you'll find that the course should work just fine for you and be doable. I think the Writing Center is going to be key to helping you with the essay and the discussion board forum and posts. The Career Center and the Student Technology Assistance Center are always great support resources, and I'm going to want you to check those out and encourage you to do that. As far as policies go, bottom line is I am very accommodating for documented, objective excuses that are consistent. I've been around long enough and been doing this long enough to know, for the most part, to discern and be able to ask questions and get the documentation necessary to discern that someone really needs support. And I want you to know that if you have an issue or a need, I am there for you. And I want you to talk with me. Let me know sooner than later. Don't wait till the last minute. Always let me know what's going on immediately as it happens. So because the sooner, when you let me know something's going on immediately or in anticipation, that tells me that you're being proactive and I can make accommodations and I can help you in the best way possible. So I hope that that makes sense to you, and I will be doing a variety of things to really support you all through the next 6 weeks. Now with that, let's move to the class 3610. As you can see here, if I go in and we're not in the student view, so I'll go down here and go to settings and go into a student view with you all. In the student view right here. Takes a second. Okay. And we're in the student view, and you have over here announcements, modules, people, and grades. So if I click on modules, this is what you're going to go through, and it walks you through. It gives you everything you need. Start here, syllabus and schedule. There will also be this video that I'm giving you will be right above here. It will be an overview video for the class. Will be right there. And then you've got practice. I'm giving you practice on the different pieces of the course that you will be taking that can help you. So for example, what would you do? While it's extra credit, I'm going to have, and you'll be doing all these practices for extra credit. You'll get some extra credit here, and you can work on chapter 16. Essay and the right experience, here's a introduction to it and a guide to help you know more about it. It's really self-explanatory, and it walks you through and gives you great feedback. Students that I've seen take it really like it. They think it's pretty cool and neat how it gives you feedback and helps you. And so that's the social responsibility practice essay. You can practice with that. And here's a practice quiz. So you got a quiz for extra credit, and this is on an Introduction to Mind tab. So you can just kind of get a sense of how things are and how things work and kind of play around with that. And then we're going to get into weeks 1 and 2. So you get weeks 1 and 2 and the discussion board's here. So you go to weeks 1 and 2, click on this, and you go in and you begin your work. I got a tutorial in there to help you, a podcast to walk you through completing that to help you get this done in a successful and timely manner. And remember, week 1, you're doing your post to your team and your group, and then week 2, you're discussing it with them and digging deeper. And I explain a lot of that in there. Then you come down here, you got human resources, and so you go in here, you click on here, what would you do? That's a quick, fun, introductory question. You come here, you click on Chapter 1, Rewards and Challenges of Human Resource Management. This is the reading. Come down here to a concept clip. You can apply what you want, so this helps you practice. Then you use all of this to help you with your first writing, which is the essay on organizational change, and your quiz, your graded quiz on Chapter 1. Right here. Once you complete that, you can move to Human Resource Management, Chapter 2. What would you do? Same thing. Then you've got the reading here on Chapter 2, Strategy and Human Resource Planning. Then you got a concept clip, some apply what you learn, ways of interacting with the content, testing it out and practicing with it. Then you come down here, click on the strategic decision making, which is the essay. And then you've got quiz for Chapter 2 here. And you can see the due dates there on May 30th. You see the due date there on May 23rd. So things get spread out for you a bit so you can see how things are working. So with that, I think we are in pretty good shape. You click on people. People takes you in, and you can kind of see the people in the class as well as your group. And then you can click here on grades. And you can see that you've got essays 40%, quizzes 40%, and the discussion forum 20%. So this is how you'll be graded. And again, when you click on the discussion forum, I go through in detail how I'm grading that and the rubric and all those kinds of things I'm using. These other two are pretty straightforward. And I'll be checking in with you to see how things are going and so forth throughout the course of the semester. So again, welcome to class. I'm really looking forward to learning with you and supporting you, and I'll be talking with you soon. So I think we're done for now. Bye.